All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to give my thoughts, my recap on East versus West 21. Just getting settled in back home, getting back to training. Just got done at the gym, getting ready for the next one. So I'm going to go over the event as a whole, go over my match, and go over what I can remember of all the rest of them. So we'll go ahead and start off with my match with Bogdan Stoica. So super tremendous athlete in Bogdan. I knew this coming in. I think a lot of people had the odds a little bit skewed towards me. It seems like at times I was the only person that understood this guy's level. I knew accepting the match that he was going to pose some different threats through versatility. The guy has an ace shoulder roll, and he can top roll, he can flop press, he can drag hook, he can do everything, and his timing's impeccable. So, when talking about match options, that one was really one that was interesting to me, given the opportunity to test myself against a guy I think that proved to create some stylistic issues for me. So coming into the match, I prepared heavily for a shoulder roll, as that seems to have been his ace move in the past most recent outings. He's pulled a ton of guys where there's not a lot of footage out there, but if you dig deep enough, it's out there. So on the day, Bogdan obviously was a superior guy. He had me on my heels pretty much the whole time. Was expecting that shoulder roll. First two starts, he hit outside top roll. I had a plan A, plan B, plan C. I arm wrestled fairly amateurly as far as not sticking to my game plan. Was definitely on my heels, and hats off to him, credit to him. He did all the things right to keep me guessing throughout the entire match. The other piece too is a lot of people thought there was going to be this big power gap, and I was hoping that there was going to be a power gap. In fact, there wasn't much of a power gap, if any. So when he was able to kind of keep me guessing and on my heels, and by the time we got to any position where I felt like was somewhere I'd want to be or was comfortable, I was kind of already on my heels. So big congrats to Bogdan. He's a guy that, number one, he's a respectful and explosive and entertaining arm wrestler. Would love to see more of him on the East versus West stage. I can vouch for his level. I knew it coming in. He confirmed it. He confirmed it on the day. So hats off, like I said, hats off to Bogdan on an amazing performance. I can think of a bunch of matches for him that would be really, really good. Overall, another great experience for me. We'll go over some of the other matches if I can remember them. I think the tournament was awesome. Let's talk about that. Tons of heavy hitting pros in that tournament. That was, to me, of the same level of the first nationals that I attended my first year in arm wrestling, as far as the quality of arm wrestlers in each class. So if you got to the podium in any one of those classes, you are a killer. The match that was chosen to go on the card, the prelims, was a combination of two other weight classes, the A side finalists. So it was Reichardt Borman's brother and Curtis Cameron. That wound up going Curtis's way, but Reichardt's brother's name is slipping me right now. But he's tremendous, like immense side pressure, great hand and cupping. The way he was beating people in the tournament was like, whoa. The style in which he did it, the fashion in which he did it, and the guys that he was beating was super tremendous. Match wound up going Curtis's way. I think stylistically, Curtis just has kind of the answer to what young Borman's doing. So hats off to Curtis. Great showing. Curtis is looking really, really tough. Then we went into the women's matches. Jocelyn with a win, I think 3-1 over Anna. Great match, kind of what I expected. I think Jocelyn's left is almost as good as her right. Think the following match was Jason Merlot versus Mayan Staringas. Mayan is something special. Jason is no joke. He is currently the number one left-hander under 200 pounds in North America. I guess maybe not anymore now that Mayan is a Canadian, also a North American. So Mayan has such a high ceiling, Can't wait to see where he goes from here. I'd love to see him against a really top-notch guy. The good news about him, too, is I believe he can make 85 no problem. So there are tons of matches for my end coming up. I think then we had Victoria and Ms. Takanaka. That one went how I think a lot of people thought it would. I didn't get to rewatch the pay-per-view, so I'm just going off of the scores that I remember. I think it was a 3-1 win. So great job there. Next match, what did we have? I know we had Tobias and Georgi Zoranov. Tobias won in absolute dominant fashion. Anybody who's doubting Tobias and his level is crazy. He is so versatile, so quick, and so snappy. The sky's the limit for that guy. I'd love to see him against a top level dude on the left arm really soon. I think he's ready. What else did we have? We had Rijkaard Borman versus Schoolboy, left arm, 3-0 Schoolboy. I think that was kind of to be expected. Rijkaard doesn't train his left arm other than on the table. So Schoolboy won that one pretty easily. Let me see, what am I missing? So we had Schoolboy and Rijkaard on the right arm, and then those results were flipped. Rijkaard, I believe, is proving with every match where his level is, and that his level is constantly on the rise. Great job, tremendous overall. Main event matches, Jerry Cataract versus Kamil Jablonski. What a match, man. Talk about entertainment, man. I was losing my mind. I had to jump in the corner and we see Jerry hit the King's move. Some controversial stuff in that one. There was a pin. I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. I haven't gotten to review it. I saw it real time. It was one of those things where the challenge flag kind of became an issue. So currently, as the rule stands, the challenge flag can only be used once. If you are wrong, you don't get it back, which understand that concept. They wound up using the challenge flag early and not having it when they needed it on the pin. I think there's some things that can be tweaked there. That's a process that has to get a little bit more fluid. Maybe there needs to be 2 challenge flags, or I think I am definitely in favor of the corner being allowed to review the replays as they're playing before the next match. But as it stands right now, you got to use the challenge flag like right away. The arm wrestler can't leave the table. So I'm interested to see what comes of that process moving forward, but I do definitely think there needs to be some tweaks on that. But yeah, Kamil looked really good. He did, in fact, what he said he was going to do, and he arm wrestled with some versatility. He showed options. Actually, even forcing Jerry into a King's move made it really dramatic. That was cool. Then the final match we had obviously Monster Michael Todd versus Georgi Svetkov. And it wound up being a 4-0 to Michael Todd, but man, that was not an easy match. And Georgi is such a warrior, man. Like, I could see him wincing in pain in between the rounds, and he finished like a soldier, like a true warrior. And he was in some really good positions. We saw that match go all over the place. But I don't think Michael was ever really threatened. He was definitely calm throughout the match. He looked in complete control. And I'm really happy for Michael. Really interested to see what match he gets next. I'm rooting for him to get a shot against Levon sooner rather than later. We'll see when that happens. I don't know if I missed a match. I'm probably Mindaugas and Daniel. I thought that one was, I had Mindaugas as the favorite. Didn't think it was going to be quite that decisive, but it was. Mindaugas looked like he was in complete control the whole time. No, that was kind of a short prep match for both of those guys, but Mindy looked really good. And last off, I think I missed Jordan Sonev and Prudnik. A lot of people had Prudnik as the favorite. I kind of had Prudnik as a slight favorite too. And no, again, it was another short notice match, but that probably was match of the night. It went back and forth all over the place. Jordan showed huge heart and wound up getting the win. It was awesome. So overall thoughts on the event. Hospitality was great. We had a bunch of like extra things that we got at for this one that we didn't get in the past. Nice goodie bags, welcome packages. It was pretty cool. The venue was awesome. Definitely better, in my opinion, than Bally's last time in Atlantic City. It was just a little bit more spacious, a little bit more convenient. Everything flowed a little bit better. I didn't get to watch the pay-per-view yet. I will, but I heard the production was on another level. So it sounds like the league is continuing to move forward as far as production quality and everything like that. So that's super awesome. Looking forward to what steps they take coming into the next one. Would have loved to see a little bit more of a turnout from my northeast folks up here, but I know it was a little bit of a short notice for that one, and we had some weather and everything that probably affected that. But overall, awesome time. Harrah's was super accommodating for everything. Definitely welcomed us and welcomed the sport in. So that was pretty cool. Overall, for me personally, coming off a loss, people ask like, oh, did you take this guy lightly or whatever else? What are you going to do now? I said, no, I think I'm the only person on planet Earth that didn't take Bogdan lightly. I think I'm the only one. So for me, it's just back to training. I'm healthy, no injuries off of that one. So, like I said, I trained today. Moving forward, we'll tweak some things, wait for my next date. But in the meantime, I'm going back to double days and doubling down so I can bring my best to the next event. Takeaways, you learn some things here and there in your journey in life and in a sport and anything. And for me, I think I learned that sometimes it's best to shrink your circle a little bit. So there's a lot of people that helped me prep for this match, and a lot of my other ones. So hats off to my training partners, Andrew Majerski. Hats off to Storm Chelino, the guys in Maryland, the guys who've been there for me since day one. All of you guys out there that support me, truly, I appreciate you. I feed off your support. All the haters out there, I appreciate you equally. I feed off of your negativity just the same. But for me, I think it's best in preparation that I shrink my circle down a little bit and start focusing on the people that are closest to me and that are truest to me. So you live and learn through all these things. You take a loss. It's up to you what you do with that loss. And if you use that loss to make you better, or you allow it to get in your feelings or make you feel like a victim or anything like that. I choose to learn from this. This one's got a lot to learn from, to pick apart. I'm looking forward to the final match release so I can really delve into little spots and sharpen some areas back up. But overall, super thankful. Thankful to East versus West. Thankful to Robert Baxter for continuing on with this league and pushing through all the hard times and everything. Thankful for arm wrestling being where it is right now. And I feel like we're on the cusp. Would love to see a streaming platform come along and pick us up. So that would be super awesome. I feel like we're closer than we know. Big shout out to Infinity Functional Performance. Glenn, was great to meet those folks. And Glenn, it was great to chop it up with you. Looking forward to working with those guys in the future and all the other sponsors that really look out for East versus West and arm wrestling as a whole. Very, very grateful for you guys and looking forward to being able to provide any return on investment that we possibly can. All right, everybody who listened to all my babble, thanks for tuning in and sticking through it all. Until East versus West 22, stay blessed and we'll see what the future holds.